Okay, so in this screencast, we are going to take a look at messages. I set up a column for messages here. You can do that yourself by clicking on the Add Column icon and clicking on your messages here. This column is empty at the moment because this column contains private messages, or direct messages as they're called, DMs, direct messages, which are sent from user to user on Twitter. A direct message happens when you are following somebody and they are following you, and you want to send them a message that just they see. So a direct message, it's very much like a tweet. It's maximum of 140 characters. It looks very, very similar to a tweet, but it's sent directly to the person it's targeted for or intended for, and nobody else will get to see it. In terms of etiquette, they're not considered public, they're considered private, and so people don't tend to display them. And that's the reason why I have a blank column here. People have sent me direct messages, but they're not for public consumption. They're private, which is why they're sent as direct messages. So I do not display them. Most newspapers have, for example, have a similar attitude towards direct messages. They'll quote tweets without asking permission, but they will not quote direct messages without asking permission. It's considered to be like a letter or like email, and it's considered to be private. Okay, so let's take a look at sending a direct message. It's fairly straightforward. Let's see. Okay, so if I click on the tweet here, this is our standard tweet column. This is for a new tweet, so it's in the top left hand corner. If I click on that, it will bring up the new tweet column, and I can send a direct message here. If I click on that, I need to add in the person's address, so I'm going to send a direct message to another account of mine. There we go, at Mookie Seminar. I'm following that account and that account is following me, so we can send direct messages. If I'm following the account and it's not following me, or if the account is following me and I'm not following it, we can't send a direct message. So I type my tweet as usual, and you can see at the bottom here that the character count is going down. Okay, when I'm ready, I click send message. And as you can see here at the bottom, there's a message saying that the direct message failed. This account isn't following me. So I'm going to change tack, and I'm going to change to somebody who I know is following me. Okay, so hi, this is a private message. It's a test. Please ignore it. Hi, and thanks. And I'm going to send that. Okay, and that message has now been sent. If I get a reply, it will show up in my message column here. I won't get a reply, hopefully, as it's just a test. Direct messages, or DMs, are typically sent when you want to communicate with somebody directly on Twitter. So you want the tweet to go directly to them, and you don't want anybody else to see it. So you send it as a private message. And when somebody sends you a tweet, they expect you to treat it in exactly the same way. It's private, and it doesn't get displayed or retweeted or anything like that because it's a private conversation. Another aspect of tweets, of direct messages, is that people generally avoid sending links in direct messages. This is because people who spam on Twitter, marketing organizations, scam artists and things like that, will often send links in direct messages, and their object is to get you to click on the link for whatever reason. And it's not very uncommon. So if you see a link in your direct messages, unless you know that person very well, it's generally a good idea not to click on it. For several reasons. It's possible their account has been hacked and somebody is sending spam from their account, and a link will typically be what they're sending. Or it's possible, if you don't know the person particularly well, that they're sending you a link as spam anyway. So generally we don't send links on direct messages because most people will not click on them because they're worried about them being spam. And if you get somebody sending you a link, I'd strongly suggest not clicking on it unless you know that person very well, and unless you know they have a reason to be sending you a link then, because it's possible their account is being compromised. Okay, that's how you send a direct message in Twitter. Thank you, and please practice and enjoy.